All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the New England Patriots. Now, I know they just went 8-9 last season, and I know they have a top 5 hardest strength of schedule this upcoming season. But man, I feel good about a 10-win season possibly for this Patriots team. And we're going to talk about why in today's video. And I just want to say really quickly, I cannot believe that the New England Patriots last season with Matt Patricia as your offensive coordinator won 8 games. It baffles my mind. That's how bad Matt Patricia is, in my opinion. However, we're not here to ridicule Patricia. Welcome to the New England Patriots, Bill O'Brien. If you remember, he coached a top 10 offense as New England's offensive coordinator back in 2011, and he should be able to get Mac Jones back to Pro Bowl form like he was in his rookie season. Now, to me, the Patriots' main issues heading into the offseason, heading into this summer, was offensive threats. All right. It was offensive versatility. And obviously, the addition of Bill O'Brien and the loss of Matt Patricia is honestly just huge in its own regard. But Mac Jones last season, up and down season. All right. It was inconsistent. It was iffy. There were just a lot of question marks with the Patriots offense in general, as you know, it just shows up in the stat sheet as well. They did average 21.4 points per game, which was around middle of the pack across the league, but there wasn't consistency there. And honestly, the Patriots defense, as good as it was last season, being the 8th ranked defense in the league, I think there is still room for improvement. And I think they got a lockdown cornerback, a shutdown CB in Christian Gonzalez. Now, before we get any further into today's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Patriots fans, I made my first ever Pats video a couple of days ago. You guys blessed it with almost 1,000 likes, so thank you guys so much for that. If we could get this video to 250 likes, that would mean the world to me. More importantly, I want to hear from you guys down below. But seriously, the addition of Bill O'Brien is going to make Mac Jones hopefully return back to Pro Bowl form. I just feel like Mac has gotten so much of the ridicule for last season and for the 8-9 finish. You know, honestly, New England was a couple of games away from having a much better turnout. Obviously, 8-9 missing the playoffs, but they lost 3 of their last 4 games, including the final week against Buffalo, and then 3 and 4 weeks prior to Cincinnati and Las Vegas. And the big thing is this. Okay, well, they went 8-9 last season. Yeah, I mean, they made some moves offensively speaking, but like, you have the top 5, what is it, the 4th hardest schedule in the league. How is this a 10-win season? All right. So Bill O'Brien, number 1. I think Juju Smith-Schuster over, unfortunately, Jacoby Myers is a much better wide receiver 1. I think it is actually worldly different. And keep in mind, they also picked up Mike Gesicki, tight end from Miami, and you also picked up running back James Robinson. So you have a great running back 1-2 duo. You have a nice tight end duo, and you have a nice wide receiver core. I take a look at the Patriots wide receiver core, and honestly, compare it to the Patriots 3 years ago, 3 years ago, when Mac Jones made the Pro Bowl and the Patriots made the playoffs. Their wide receiver core was not good in the slightest. There was no depth there. So now you have Juju Smith-Schuster as your wide receiver 1, and we saw Juju back in 2018 with Pittsburgh have almost 1,500 total yards and 7 touchdowns on over 110 total receptions. So this is a versatile wide receiver. He can play on the perimeter, he can play in the slot, and he's going to help give a lot more versatility and creativity to Mr. Bill O'Brien. Now, it doesn't end just there, all right? You have Devontae Parker, and I think Devontae Parker is just a sturdy, solid wide receiver 2 type of player. Kendrick Bourne. Now, Kendrick Bourne's interesting because he had a sub-500-yard season this past year. However, if we go back to Mac's first year with the Patriots, he had over 800 receiving yards. So I have Juju, I have Parker, I have Bourne. Hopefully we see the ball pass to Tyquan Thornton because this dude is unbelievably fast. What do you run up? 4.26? I mean, Tyquan Thornton is one of the fastest players in the entire National Football League, and I know for a fact Bill O'Brien is going to find ways to get him involved. Now, finally, talking about the wide receiver core, I want to mention really quickly their 6th round draft pick out of LSU, because a NFL analyst just came out here on a podcast and he said He reminds him of Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs, coming out of college in his first season with Minnesota, had 52 catches, 720 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So we're not comparing him to like current all-pro superstar stud, one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League, Stephon Diggs. We're talking about rookie year Stephon Diggs. And his name is Kayshon Boutte. All right. And I don't think the NFL has quite caught on to his last name, Boutte. And yeah, I mean, there's jokes flying around when he got drafted, let's kick some Boutte. I get it. This guy, if he is on the field, will be reliable, or he's going to be at least impactful next season. Hopefully he can be reliable. He broke LSU's 100 reception stat. All right, he played 3 years at LSU this past season. Whether he had off the field issues or injuries, we haven't really seen a crazy year from Boutte. That's why I think Bill Belichick made a genius move. This is such a high reward. It's very low risk. It's a 6th round. The reward is so high. This guy can have a 500-yard reception season with Mac Jones next year, with Bill O'Brien leading the way at that offensive coordinator position. At LSU, like if we go back to 2021, which was just a dumpster fire for LSU as a football program, he played in just 6 games. He had 38 catches and over 500 yards along with 9 touchdowns. 6 games. He almost has 10 touchdowns and has over 500 receiving yards. So seriously, if this dude is healthy, Kayshon Boutte, keep your eye out on him. Patriots fans know exactly what I'm talking about right now, but the NFL, I don't think they've quite caught on, and that makes sense. It's a 6th-round pick. And keep in mind, Stephon Diggs was, a 5th-round pick? So just something to keep in mind there. So that's the wide receiver core, and I get it. They didn't get DeAndre Hopkins. We're seeing the reports come out now that they were interested or they inquired about it. I get it. Juju isn't the flashiest, but trust me, Kansas City Chiefs fans last year definitely appreciated him. In fact, Myers caught last season 67 catches, 804 yards, provided only a passer rating of 67 when targeted. Juju last year had almost 1,000 yards, 3 touchdowns, 80 catches, and he provided a 102.5 quarterback rating. So keep in mind, it is Patrick Mahomes, but it is something to note. Then we take a look at, outside the running back or wide receiver unit, you have Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki. So I think that there are plenty of threats. There are plenty of weapons that Bill O'Brien and Mac Jones are going to utilize next season. We talked about this in my first Patriots video last week. Mac Jones apparently is already feeling revitalized, re-energized, and very excited for this upcoming season. Once again, I know they have a really difficult schedule. It is not an easy schedule, especially to start off the year. If New England can get through their rough stretch at like 500 and just turn it on in the last half of the season, once the defense and offense are clicking on all cylinders, the Patriots will win 10 games. And if they don't win 10 games, they'll win 9 games. This will be a team that is over 500, in my opinion, because their defense is going to keep you in every football game. They're going to keep you in every single football game. And it was really solid last year. Yes, the loss of Devin McCourty to retirement is a stinger. That's the only stinger as far as losses on the defensive side. You brought in nice pieces in the draft in Keon White, Christian Gonzalez. You had a nice free agency period of retention of just everything. There's depth pieces out there like Jalen Mills, Chris Board. The Patriots defense will be top 10, and I think they're going to be closer to 5 than they are 10 next year. And if that offense improves and we see a Mac Jones like we did 2 years ago, I mean, I'm not saying they're winning the Super Bowl this upcoming year, but they are going to be competitive. They're going to be relevant in the AFC picture next year. As difficult as their division is, I don't think they're the worst in it. I think they're a 9 to 10 win team. So let me know what you guys are thinking about it. Let me know what you're thinking about Mac Jones and this offense next season. As always, hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. And if you want more Patriots videos, let me know down below.